Hello, my name is Emily Rouleau, or M. Rouleau Art, as you might know me online, and this is the first in a series of 3 videos on how to blend color pencils on various Strathmore papers. I'm going to start out with one of my personal favorites, their Sketchbook 400 series. I use this sketchbook almost every day. I really like the texture of the paper. It's just the perfect graininess, and it also picks up the color pencils really well because of that. So I can do a lot of layering, and it just works really well for me. So we're going to start with that one to do a little sketch today. I'm going to swatch all of these color pencils so that you can have an idea of what we're looking at through this series and how many colors you have the options of, which is great. And you can get really nice, strong, opaque colors out of them, and they're great for layering too, but we'll get into all of that, don't worry. Today, I'm going to just draw a little teapot, which is one of my most favorite things to draw. If you know me, you know that. It's also very beginner friendly because it's quite easy. It's just a series of a few shapes, and we're only going to use a few colors to start in this first video. So anybody can try this. Just follow along with me and you're going to be good. So I'm going to pick only about around 8 colors or so. You don't need a lot. To make the layering examples simple, that's why I started with this, because you only need a few different colors to achieve a sort of rainbowy look or a really dimensional look. So these are the colors that I'm picking. It's really nice to swatch at least the colors you're going to use on the paper that you're using that day in front of you, at least if you can see them and how they're showing up. I think that's really helpful. So I always have a little swatch somewhere whenever I'm working, because the different colors could look different on any kind of paper. Even if all of the papers are white, they're still going to show up differently if it's a smoother paper or a more grainy paper. So it's just something that I like to do. So I started this sketch out by using the orange color. I just wanted a middle tone color so that it was easy to see the sketch, but also something that would disappear as the drawing goes on, and I won't see any lines or anything like that. I do sometimes erase and have a couple lines when I'm sketching, but I do it in the color pencil always. I never really use a lead pencil when I'm doing color pencil drawings because I always find that it muddies the colors, and I don't like that. I prefer to just sketch in the color pencil, and these are nicely erasable, so no worries there. So that's what I started with. I like to leave some areas, and I go very lightly at first with the first layers of color so that there's a lot of space in between the paper and the pencils. So when I do another layer of a color on top, it will fill in those gaps. So, and I do like to leave the whole bottom area of wherever I'm having a reflected light kind of situation. I like to leave that completely empty and then put like a blue or green. I just find it's a nice opportunity for a fun color, especially with a shiny object like a teapot. And that's why I like doing teapots so much, because it has so many reflections and dark parts and contrasting parts. And I do always like to tend towards this sort of brassy kind of teapot when I draw them. I love them. I love drawing teapots. So I thought that the green was going to be a great color to add, because it's so bright, to add into wherever the very light highlight parts are. And you'll see me put it in around the edges of those really white highlights where I left space out on the paper. I do kind of think about it when I use white paper, sort of like when you use watercolor. I try to just leave the highlights out as much as I can, and I'm thinking in that way. Of course, if ever there's a spot where you'd like a highlight and you forgot to put it, you can always erase. It's not a really big deal. That's why color pencils are so great, in my opinion, because they're really easy to control and to a degree pretty reversible. So it's really a low pressure, fun kind of tool to work with. And it definitely is my favorite art supply for sure. So now that I've got sort of the base going, I'm almost done here. I take my Kneadable Eraser and I just smudge the edges of where those highlights are to make a more blended out look. And I'm blending again over top with the green and a little bit the orange to make a nice reflection. And that's just was for personal style choice what I wanted to do. And then as I finish, I like to outline just certain spots on the side to add a little bit of contrast, add a little bit of shadows here and there, and a little darker around where those highlights are too, where I can get away with it. It's nice to go around the edges with a little bit of a dark color. So I hope you enjoyed this first in the series video, and here are all of the swatches, and here's our finished little teapot. I hope you have a try yourself at home, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!